he can get a force field down the ramp, that would be...
I mean, if he pulls back, he could just take that expansion out for free.
Yeah, I would even warp in the Sentry here and do it that way.
Well, yeah, you could. We'll see what happens, though. Maybe he may not fall for it by this point.
Yeah, and Raistlin favoring that Gravatic drive one more time for the Warp Prism. I love that. It's taking a very, very late Nexus, though. So the longer that Raistlin waits this out, the more of an advantage Nemesis has.
At the very least, he's depending on that Warp Prism to do some damage, and it looks like he's going to catch that pylon. So no warpings for right now, but if he can maybe kill some probes, or at least maybe force a probe cut from OpTiKNemesis, like last game, maybe he could even up that economy, even though his expansion's later. Very similar, theory to playing a Phoenix style. It's okay to take the later expansion as long as you equalize that probe count. Yeah,
equalizing the probe count, which is 37-36. So Raistlin doing okay. He'll be able to transfer over a good number of workers. He's been continually making them. And that's something actually really smart to do. In a matchup where you're going to max out your one base economy right away, always good to overmake probes if you're intending to take a
And OpTiKNemesis, I think, just... he took the fast expansion, so he's in that very defensive mindset. So, but again, maybe cutting probes just a little bit too long again. Same thing he did last game, because you wind up, though, thinking that you're ahead because you have the early Nexus, but if you haven't been making probes out of them, it's just not going to add up at the end of the day.
Yeah, so Warp Prism with speed 3.38. What is a Stalker at? Mortal, very, very slow.
Yeah.
Mortal's actually as quick as a Zealot. I did not know that.
Yep, they're both pretty slow.
And Stalker is 2.95. Zealot without legs, 2.25. Sentries, what are you at? 2.25. Oh, I didn't realize
same as the Zealots.
I didn't realize Marines are also 2.25 and Marauders are also the same.
All around the same, yeah.
Here comes the Warp Prism. We'll probably just go ahead.
Oh, no Immortals in that guy, though. Only going to be Zealot warping and forcing some... You know what would have been nice, actually?
Pick up right there.
It would have been nice if he just canceled the warp-in, and because you can't cancel a warp-in on a pylon, but you can on a Warp Prism.
Yeah, you can.
So you can force 2 Zealots and then not build the Zealots, and then you're 200 minerals ahead.
Yeah, in terms of worker count, which is what Raistlin needs to, which he has.
Yeah.
Nemesis counting workers again and again, and I'm not sure if this best decision.
Raistlin, he also supply blocked himself there, so would have been. I'm going to tell him after this game that so he starts to do that, because that would have been so cute to do that.
Yeah. So no, Nemesis post at the front of the ramp, has 2 Immortals here as well as a bunch of Stalkers, a couple Sentries, and a few Zealots as well. Gonna try and engage, but there are 2 Colossi out without range. Range just being started.
He doesn't necessarily need it though, because he has the force fields. There's nothing to crush those.
Yeah, and will Guardian Shield up to go for it. Is no force field.
Needs the force field, but
big blink forward.
Oh no, this could be terrible for Raistlin. A lot of Stalkers and a lot of Immortals behind it, so I don't think he's gonna have nearly enough to defend.
Yeah, and the blink is now off of cooldown. He will be able to aggressively blink onto the Colossi, which is exactly what he will do. However, Colossi will retreat to the high ground to get the rain down.
There's just not enough DPS here, though, for Raistlin.
Yeah, 3 Immortals here. Good God.
I think he may have been probing a little bit too hard, just not getting the infrastructure up. Floating money as well, and that warp-in in the main, those units could have been better suited maybe with his main army. And this is always a risky run when you fast tech to Colossus after expanding. You need to be totally sure that your enemy's not going to do a 2-base push like this. So strong.
And it's a very unorthodox blink with it. I didn't even realize he was researching blink.
Yeah, I mean, I've blink with Immortals. Obviously, it's like
a good counter to Colossi before range come out.
Yeah,
it's really good counter. And we'll pick off the robots. So GG out of Raistlin. So Nemesis will be our second winners bracket finalist.
Yep.
And he'll be playing Giant Smurf coming up next. So stick around. That'll be probably the next 10 minutes or so.
Yeah.
All right.
See you then.